Fuck you, Kyle. Fuck you.
That's our intro every episode. Alright, everybody. Welcome to the 102 cast. I'm Kyle Dolan.
Mike Shapiro.
Steve Picone. And on the 102 cast here, we have a big list of 102 movies, TVs, and animes. TVs? Did I just say TVs?
Yeah, I have that many TVs, just laying around.
List of TVs we play them all at once, and we look... No. What we do is each week we're throwing a random one. This week, we have...
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
Which is on Mike's list.
Yes, it is.
Mike's good list.
It is. It's something that, as a kid, had very good memories with, from watching it with my father, with my family in general, but there's a lot of times I just remember him and me sitting and watching it. It's, like when you're young and you watch something with one of your parents that's home, and it's a lot of good memories.
I guess you must have been young.
Yeah, probably. I was probably like 8, 9. Maybe I was even a little bit old. At the same time, I don't know. It's something that, because of the insanity that it is, just from how all the objects are, versus just any other kind of show you watch, it's got enough of an intriguing factor that it's creative. And I think that's what the big thing with me is. I've always liked things that are very creative, very different. Personally. So you guys are going to find out shortly enough, so you'll get to see yours.
Alright, but before we get into our watching of Pee-wee's Playhouse, we're going to go around the week and tell you... Wow. We're going to go around the room.
Around the week.
I can't speak today. I'm
Words, man.
We're going to go around the room and talk about our weeks, what we watched, what we found interesting. Steve, you want to start us out?
I do not.
You do not
want to start.
Oh, he doesn't want to start.
We actually did a bunch this past weekend that I could talk about, so I don't want to take up a ton of time.
All right. I guess I'll go then. This week actually ended the most recent anime season.
Mm-hmm.
So if you heard about anything that might be going on now's usually a good time to sweep in and just binge anything. If I could recommend anything, there's an anime called Haven't You Heard I'm Sakamoto?
I think that's on one of your lists, isn't it?
It actually is on my list, and I cannot recommend watching it more. To just kind of give you an idea of what it's about. A student is basically... Think of someone who in a situation can always come out not only on top, but look the coolest way that he possibly could.
Okay.
You play a prank on him and he ends up looking even cooler to everyone else in the room. And you're just there like, how? That shouldn't even be physically possible to do. And it's just a constant stream of that, which you'd think would get old, at episode 2. I'm there's no way they can keep this up. They keep it up and more. I'm rolling. It's great. So, definitely watch that.
Okay.
It hasn't aired yet, but there's an anime coming up, I think, Saturday, called Mob Psycho. If you've heard of One Punch Man, I'm sure you should,
One Punch Man.
Same guy. And they're adapting another one of his mangas.
Is it going to be drawn? Is the animation going to be very similar to One Punch Man? Because I loved the quality.
The previews make it look very similar, and it's also kind of like an overpowered protagonist kind of deal. Except this one's a psychic.
So slightly reminiscent, but on a psychic as opposed to physical.
I don't want to spoil too much, but I have read the manga, and it's really enjoyable.
It's good. Okay.
Hopefully they give it the respect it deserves.
So what was the name of that one more time?
Mob Psycho.
Mob Psycho. Okay. So definitely look into that one.
I haven't really watched anything of note. Like I said, I finished up a bunch of animes, and that one was really the one that stuck with me. JoJo's still going, so I can't talk about that, but always watch that. Always watch JoJo.
Okay.
So that's it for me.
So here's a question.
Yeah, go ahead.
No, you go right ahead, Steve.
How do you find out about these the anime seasons, when they start, when they stop? I feel like you talk about that often, and I'm always like,
if you're ever curious, there's a great site called AniChart.
Okay.
You might have seen these images floating around of a bunch of squares with each anime for the season, something like that. Go on there, just look up summer what is it, 2016,
Mm-hmm.
and it'll give you everything that's coming, the date it's coming, like how much time for the next episode to air,
Huh.
and just give you all the information on that. It'll give you like shows that are coming out next season, and just stuff to expect, and like it's a real good way to organize you, especially if you're curious or you hear something's coming out and you're like, why haven't I heard of that? Did it come out already?
Gotcha.
Yep.
And they all follow like the same kind of. There's like a set, I guess, like schedule.
Yeah,
That
it's
they all kind of follow.
yeah,
Similar to, I guess. I
it's
guess
just
it's
like a
kind of similar
TV
to
schedule.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's never really.
When you got those old TV guides in the mail.
Yeah, it's essentially like that. It'll tell you like when, episode 5 is in 3 days and 7 hours and 4 minutes. It's like, gee, okay.
All right, that's pretty neat. It's pretty neat. Well, for my weeks, I really haven't watched a whole heck of a lot this past week. It's been very involved week. I've had family up from Florida visiting, so it hasn't been going on too much. No time for any shows. Like I'm behind in Magi. I've kind of fallen off of that a little bit. I did watch the original Scary Movie, at least a good chunk of it recently, and you get reminded about how goofy but funny it is.
Right.
It's well done. Well done enough for being a spoof movie, I should say. Other than that, I've revised my list a little bit for this cast. It was only my movies on the good side for now. That I just did a small tweak. I realized the ones I had active that weren't on retainer, they were 4 or 5 of them were Jackie Chan films, and I'm like, okay.
Good luck finding one I haven't seen.
Okay, well, maybe that's another good reason why I've taken them out. I left one in, I took the rest out, and I put in other things that were in my standby.
You know, I have 3 Jackie Chan films in my like good and bad list, right?
Do you really? I'm gonna have to compare yours then, and make sure because we have a DVD. It's a couple of DVDs that have like 8 of his films on each kind of thing.
Hope you like Jackie Chan's Project A1.
His movies were
He
good.
fights
They're
pirates.
They're not great, but they're not bad in any regard. They're actually pretty entertaining. So that's why I put them on there. And I put things in there like Johnny the Mnemonic. I don't know if you guys have ever seen that one.
Nope.
That's on the list. It's actually pretty good. A movie called FX, which I have not seen, but has been highly recommended to my parents and especially my dad. He is not one to recommend many films. If he says something is good, normally they're pretty good films because he's very picky with what he likes. And a few others I can't quite recall off the top of my head at the moment, but that's, in a nutshell, that's what I've been up to besides playing a little bit more Subnautica again. I just upped the graphics on everything because I realized they were on like low, and my god, especially like the water effects that they have, they should be very proud of that. That looks very real, and it's a lot of fun. Obviously, I'm finding more things, and I'm still really enjoying the game. We're a week later, and I'm still playing lots of it, but that's really it for me. It's been a fast week, especially with us having had the holiday,
True.
4th of July, and like I said, I have family up from
So
Florida.
many hot dogs.
So, oh my god, I've eaten so much food. Like today, I had half a pizza pie, so I'm still full from that.
Well, yeah. Who do you think had the other half?
Oh, you left a slice.
Yeah.
Almost half pizza.
Almost half
Almost
pizza.
quitter.
Quitter. But that's really it. How about you, Steve?
You think of anything yet?
So, we really did do. I actually watched. I think we watched 5 movies this
What?
weekend.
Oh,
I think.
wow.
I watched a
Jeez.
bunch of movies this weekend. And there's not a whole lot to say about all of them. I mean, some of them were, one of them was Deadpool.
Oh, have you not seen that before?
No, we saw it in theaters when it was out.
Such a good movie.
Still.
Yeah,
Such a good
fantastic.
movie.
It's just
I love how it's so hard to say good things about really fantastic movies.
yeah. It's like it's hard to
Cannot
place
recommend
why.
that movie more. Go see that movie. I'm not going to tell you what's good about it.
Well, it's like there's so many things that almost bombard you, and you cognitively cannot get out.
It's
a
great
proper
right
thought.
out the gate. It starts and it's just a great movie.
Yeah.
Also, just Ryan Reynolds is come on.
I was actually really nervous of him being Deadpool
He's such
after
a dreamboat.
Green Lantern.
Yeah, he's such a dream.
After that Green Lantern film, I was worried.
Yeah,
But-
so yeah, after Green Lantern, I can see why you'd be worried, but
The movie was.
honestly, when I found out that Ryan Reynolds was going to be playing Deadpool, I was like, yeah, definitely, he's made for the damn role.
What else?
We also watched Enchanted, 2007 Disney movie.
I'm so sorry.
Why can't I think
No.
of what that is?
Enchanted is wonderful.
No, it isn't, but that's okay.
That's the one where it's like it starts out it's a cartoon and then the witch sends the princess
And they're in New
into real
York.
life New York City.
Like I said, that was
I don't
painful.
think I heard great things about the movie. I think they did a terrible job with the trailer. I think that was its
could
biggest
be.
problem.
I don't remember the trailers.
The
at
biggest
all
problem was the
when it
film
came out.
itself. It was terrible. I wanted to kill myself the whole time I had to watch that film.
Know what movies to keep off of my good list. I don't, for Mike's sake. I don't know. I thought James Marsden played a very good Disney prince who's just like full of himself. And, like,
There are a
just
lot
an
of
absolute
songs.
asshole.
Mm.
There are a couple songs. Pretty fun, I guess.
What else?
What else did we watch? We watched
else
Charlie
did we watch?
Bartlett. I don't know if
Why do I know
I've
that?
seen that.
That's
Anton Yelchin, or Yel, whatever. The guy, he just died recently, actually.
I feel like I've seen this movie.
It's got Anton Yelchin. He's a
That's-
high schooler. Sorry, he's a high schooler
He
who's
gives
like
out
a rich kid.
prescriptions.
Yeah, he gives out prescriptions because he wants to help the students
Yeah.
with their problems. And his family's rich. They have a psychiatrist on call. So he can just go to the psychiatrist, tell them what the kids are going through, and then get prescriptions as if he's the one who actually has
That's
the
how
problems.
it works.
Yeah, because that's how it works.
But no, I remember that movie was surprisingly charming.
It was very charming. Also a little bit sad.
Yeah.
Because he's dead now.
If you want to know, it was the real recent death. Is that him?
Yeah, he's the one very
With the
recently
Jeep?
just died. Yep.
Okay.
Hmm.
Just
Fresh
linking the face with the name for me.
So Charlie Bartlett, Enchanted, Deadpool, and SpongeBob.
What?
We watched Sponge Out of Water. Sponge Out of Water, the second SpongeBob movie.
I haven't seen
Um,
any of the SpongeBob
I have not
movies.
seen
You
the
should watch the
second one.
SpongeBob movies. Come on.
The
They're
first
so
one
much
I've
fun.
seen.
The amount of judgment off camera, off microphone right
Yeah,
now
microphone.
is palpable.
And Coraline. We also watched Coraline.
Oh, Coraline's great.
Coraline was good.
I'm excited for that. What production company? I guess.
Okay.
What that studio? Like the ones that do the stop animation movies.
Yeah.
I
They
love
got a
the
new one
stop
coming
animation.
out. I don't know about this. I don't know if it's this year or next year. It's like
Fantastic.
something in the two strings or something like that. It's about a
What else
Like
did
a
they?
kid
Did
does
they do that?
they did
Number 9?
Box Trolls. I don't know if they did 9.
Yeah.
9 was also good.
I never actually saw that.
9 was
Was the same.
surprisingly good.
That was the same one that did. That was Tim Burton, wasn't it? Wasn't
It
was
might-
Nine?
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was.
It had that Tim Burton smell to it.
It was very short. I think it's only like an hour and 15
Really?
for 9,
Yeah.
if memory serves me right.
Like
I think I
an
was
hour or
disappointed
so.
with how quick it went through because I love the stop animation, like Nightmare Before Christmas. I mean, talk about a strong piece of childhood at that point. You know,
That's another one. I guess kind of like Pee Wee's. Not like Pee Wee's
Playhouse.
Playhouse. I haven't seen Pee Wee's Playhouse really, but the movies I've seen.
with a big adventure.
I didn't see Nightmare on Elm Street until I was
Elm Street? Or-
Sorry, no. What am I saying? Nightmare Before Christmas. I didn't see Nightmare Before Christmas until I was like 18.
Okay, I thought you were about to say you've never seen it. I'm like, how?
No, and then I watched it and I was like,
I don't know
Entire
why
time.
people and they
Hmm.
don't like the Nightmare Before Christmas. I think they're crazy.
It wasn't so much that I didn't like it. It was more like I watched it and I was kind of like, if I watched this as a kid, I'd like it.
Maybe that's why,
No,
because I watched as a
probably.
kid, I already like things that were animated, and I love the claymation because I think part of it is you know the work that went into this.
It
Yeah,
has a
what they
very
do.
strong charm to it. Like, probably one of the strongest charms I've seen in a movie.
Strongest charms.
Like, I don't know, I get. It's really the best way I can describe it. Like, I wouldn't call it a good movie, but goddamn if I don't enjoy the shit out of it.
Well, it's like Celebrity Deathmatch. another
God.
stop animation thing. Like it was written
that's
very
throwback.
but it was so entertaining. Every second of it, you were enjoying yourself. Who doesn't like to watch claymation people beat the living piss out of each other?
Oh man.
Yeah, other than that, I obtained a whole a fresh load of movies. We'll say.
Oh
I
boy.
found a list of 25. It's like the 25 best horror movies of the 21st century or something like that.
Oh,
And
God.
Anything I know off the top of my head?
a bunch that you know of. The Orphanage was on there. It Follows was on there.
Oh man. I still haven't seen that.
Oh, that might be on my list.
Is Unfriended on there?
No. The disappointing thing about that list was I've already seen a lot of them. But there were a bunch that I hadn't seen yet that I grabbed. And then it was also on like a Reddit thread, so there were a bunch of people who were like, why isn't blah, blah, blah on this list? So I grabbed like all of those too.
I love when people argue.
Yeah, everybody
That
thought,
shit.
oh my god. They're
You find some
crazy
real
like
rough
that.
gems, or those things that people have missed. Those real hidden gems,
Yeah.
rather, with a bunch of games or movies that way.
Yeah.
In fact, when you look at lists, I mean, I've met a ton of people that have never played Oddworld, and that is a fantastic video game.
I've never played Oddworld.
Really?
No.
That seems like one of the games that like you would have been obsessed with or something.
Which platform is that?
PC.
It was
PC.
well, no. It was PlayStation.
Oh.
You can buy them on Steam now for Oddworld.
Originally?
Originally,
No. Originally, I played Oddworld on the PC.
maybe they launched them at the both.
I mean,
both.
it was Abe's Somewhere in the Factory. I
The very
definitely
first
played
one,
that
that's I think that's Odyssey, and that's the first. That was also on PlayStation. I don't know if they were released at the same time. That's something we can just look at later.
I think they might have been because it was really early on. My dad got me. It was just the demo disc, so I never had the full game. I remember like you could fart, and like the other people would fart like with you,
And they would laugh.
and they'd laugh, and it's just like it was a very weird game.
You could possess the slugs and then make them shoot each other, beat each other, and then explode.
Yeah,
It was one of
this is
those.
all new to me.
It was one of those.
Oh, you're gonna have fun. We're gonna play this.
It was one of those PC games where I just hit a new button and find a new thing to do. And it's just like, oh, this is the laugh button. So I walk up to one of the guards, laugh, and he'd shoot me. I'm like, not doing that again.
I'll have to look into that. Oddworld.
Absolutely.
A
But
lot of fun.
that's what I mean. The hidden gems. There are so many great things that a lot of people have missed, and that's with any source. But
All right. So now we're gonna move on to Pee Wee's Playhouse.
Pee-wee's Playhouse.
I can already tell this is gonna be a grueling experience for me. I mean, I know of it. It's been a very long time since I have watched it, but man, I don't know.
Oh, I can't remember the last
I am-
time I've actually watched an episode.
I'm a little excited.
I'm really interested to see how they started off. If they like try to explain the plot a little bit, or it's just bam, here's the show.
I really
It's
hope
just
they
the
don't
end.
explain anything, and it just goes.
I think I may have seen like the first part of the first episode or so. And I think it is just kind of like, this is the world he lives in.
Oh boy.
It's messed up.
Oh boy.
I mean, for adults to look at, it's messed up. For kids, it's fucking wonderful.
That's what I love about it, though. I love that artist look. Well, like I said, you guys will see.
That style.
Let's get into it. Let's watch, and we'll be back to you guys afterwards.
All right. See you in a bit.
Today's secret word is door. No, you all know what to do whenever we hear the secret word, right? Scream. That's right. For the rest of the day, whenever anybody says the secret word, scream real loud. Ready? Let's try it. Hey, Magic, scream. What's that red thing over there?
What's a silly question, Pee-wee? It's the door.
All right, we're back from
Pee-wee's
Pee-wee's
Playhouse.
Playhouse. I have many words to say
Uh-huh.
at first. But does anyone want to go first? I guess.
I know, honestly, I want to kind of just more do the cap off, like. So I want you guys to tell me more of what the two of you thought, because I'm the one that really grew up with this.
Understood. All right, I guess I'll start off since I have
You have so
a
many
lot to
words.
say. So, as I said before, I was excited to see if they kind of set up a plot structure because I know this is wacky, and they don't even try. It's just
I guess it is a kid. I guess it's a kid show.
still they could at least say, "Hey, this is a weird house Pee-wee goes to." No, I'm just here. This is all my talking stuff. Let's start off from square one. The claymation intro is just
Is interesting.
a very much a sensory overload. I'm sure as a kid I would have absolutely loved that part, but right now I feel like that feeling before you get a headache. It's kind of like that. I was still entertained. There was a lot there, and like the style was cool,
Right.
but like it was so much, and like I didn't get a headache, which I'm happy for. But it was like one of those ones. If I had to watch that intro for like a good 5 minutes, then yeah, maybe I would have like actually gotten a headache or felt sick.
Okay.
And then there's like the introduction to all the characters with the boys.
Yes, the
That
intro
one-
is a little bit of a longer one.
That one's not as bad. Like I can get that. That's catchy.
The super fast one.
Yeah, and it was like, oh, this is chair person, and this is the window. Whatever. I'm not sure how it goes, but I'm sure that would easily be something I would sing along to as a kid. Like, yeah, that I give a thumbs up. First time around, it wasn't so great, but the second time, like I started getting the charm. Like you need that with a kid show.
Yeah, I'm glad we watched the second episode.
And then once we got into the thick of it, so all over the place. Like there were so many things that I liked, and so many things where I just had to cover my face because I wasn't sure what was happening.
I know, I saw that a few times. You had to cover your face,
Yeah.
especially with the giant hand in
The
the
giant
sky.
hand, like
It's a knucklehead, right?
everything else, I was like, okay, yeah, I get it. Like cow, okay, cool. People like animals. Okay, the phone rings. That's cool. You can do green screen stuff, and then there's just a big hand at the door, Mr. Knucklehead or something like that.
Yeah, that's his name.
And I think
Yeah.
he just tells knock jokes.
Yeah.
I get the idea, but oh man, that was a lot. Like there's a threshold for me, and that went past it. But I did enjoy a lot of the other characters. The human characters were great. Would I watch another episode? Not for a while.
Okay. Well, I have that. I don't think that's the entire inclusive box set, but that is 23 episodes.
Yeah, no. If you
that I have right there.
if you made me sit through 23 episodes, I'm not sure. I'd come out a different person.
I think so.
Okay.
Steve?
Yeah, I've got the same. One thing that I kept thinking every time that I've seen it, every time I've seen Pee-wee anything, I think to myself, I wouldn't want to watch. I wouldn't want my kids watching it. Not because I think it's inappropriate, because that's every kid show. Every kid show. I mean, I think this took it a little bit farther than most, but every kid show is like that. More just, I feel like kids must have been so annoying when they were watching that show. Like with the secret words. Kids are shouting anytime their parents say door now. Because they watched the Pee-wee in the morning.
Oh God.
Like, I feel like as a parent that would drive me insane.
I don't know. At the same time, I feel like that would be a show that would drain a kid. Like
That too.
they have a lot of energy. Here, watch Pee-wee, and I guess you're like, ugh, afterwards. Like,
Get
oh,
them started early.
great, you're bearable now.
It's almost like Ritalin, but without the Ritalin.
God.
Okay.
Anything
Okay.
particular stick out to you in the 2 episodes we watched? We watched the first 2 episodes, by the way.
I really liked King Cartoon. Actually, that's one thing I
Cartoon?
really enjoyed.
I really like that intro. With
He
like
just shows up with
yeah.
like a taxi driver with a trumpet for some reason. And then the cartoons are so dark.
Yeah. Someone
So
always
dark
gets,
and
like,
old and
maimed
bizarre.
or hurt.
And they're vegetables. And
Vegetable ants in the second one.
yeah.
I actually am like curious to know if those are like like real cartoons
Like
that
real
actually,
old school
yeah, like
ones?
really old, like from the 30s or something, old cartoons.
It seems like it.
It seems like it, or if they were maybe just emulating that same style.
Could be.
Oh, that would be an interesting thing
That'd
to
be
look
really
into. To see if they were made for the show, if they're actual, bits from the
I feel-
30s or wherever.
I feel like more likely is they were actual bits from like the 30s or something.
I mean, I could see
But it'd
it.
be really cool actually if they did it.
Yeah, if they
Episode.
kind of played a little homage. Now, one thing you guys did mention, I want to start off on that before I go off on everything else. We talked about, in the very beginning, we noticed a soundtrack from SpongeBob
I forgot
in
about
the episode. Now, this show is from, we said, 87. Is when it started.
Specifically, it was the soundtrack that plays when the three kids come in at the first episode.
that. Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I heard it again in the second.
I did not hear it again. I don't know if this is a soundtrack that we said, like public domain that anyone can use or anything in that regard, or if SpongeBob themselves watched.
What year was this
Pee-wee's
again?
Playhouse.
86 or 87?
86, 87 is when Pee-wee's Playhouse came around.
I
So
don't remember when, but copyright changed significantly in the 80s. Where, like, now it's, like, almost a lifetime and change
Yeah.
from, like, the creator's point. But before, it used to be just, like, a flat
5
amount
years
of
or
years.
whatever.
Well, no, not 5. It was
Not
much
5,
more.
but
Like, where I think stuff in, like, the 30s and 40s at the time would have been free reign. So it wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. Like, those were free-to-use things back then.
Mhm.
The same goes for the cartoons.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was funny when we all picked up that, oh, hey, SpongeBob uses the same exact little soundtrack
Yeah.
piece. And you wonder whether it's because, is it free? Or is it because those that did SpongeBob also had watched Pee-wee's Playhouse at some
They're
point?
kind of like paying an homage to.
Right,
Wouldn't
right.
surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me in the
Yeah,
least.
they're cut from some kind of same cloth.
And it's, I don't know, for me, Pee-wee's Playhouse, that's also, in some light, how my mind kind of works, where I'm a little all over the place. Anytime we have a conversation, my conversations are all over the place. I'll jump from one topic to that and then go all the way back to the other one. And it's kind of like, Super Jail and all those ones where there's very much an overload hitting you, and there's 1,000 different things going on at the same exact time. And I love it. I don't know. Maybe that's because some of it's how my mind works, because I know I'm all over the place, or if it's just
It
that
does
kind
not
of
surprise
environment
me
I
in
really
the
like.
least bit that this is your style.
It's I love that when you watch Pee-wee's Playhouse, it's very artistic. Like, yes, it has very much that 80s style of art, but
It's very distinctive.
yes, and I love it. It's very vibrant. It's very bright. It's crazy. It's all over the place, and I love it. It is. It's something that I enjoy very much.
I definitely was saying when I was watching it, I would absolutely love to be on the crew for the show. Just because of how many interesting things they get to, like, not only work into there, but, like, the set design, too. Like, could you imagine, like, somebody working on a project, like, guys, I made a giant, I don't know, balloon goat. We're going to use it in episode 8. It's going to be great.
They sold that set not that long. I think it was probably about 10 years ago, maybe a little bit longer, but I do remember them saying they were auctioning off pieces of the set. And I always, as a kid, I always wanted the door. For some reason, that crazy, funky style. I guess because it was
Wait,
so
he said
different
door.
than any other.
Ah!
But
Yep,
now
that's
that
just
we
a block on the sound wave.
now that we blew out everyone's eardrums, it was. I loved the way everything was. It was so crazy, so all over the place. Something about it just rung home with me. And, I watched it with my little brother, my dad. I think when I was being babysat by my aunt, I think I watched a little bit there too. So it is something, there's a lot of good childhood
Having
memories.
met your dad, I'm surprised he's into this.
I don't think this was like his favorite thing, but he definitely likes it. This is absolutely one of those things that he's cool with. You want to watch Pee-wee's Playhouse? All right. It's not something he'll reach off the shelf,
Right.
but if we grabbed it off, he would be game to sit and watch it with us.
Well, that's just a good dad, too.
Well, yeah. But I think if I went over today and he was in the right mood, I could tell him like, "Hey, you gonna watch some Pee-wee's Playhouse?" We'd be like, "All right, why not?" There's no real reason to, but whatever.
Want to watch
Let's
some
do.
Pee-wee?
Yeah, you might want to watch some Pee-wee. Yeah, but
Kind of thing. You pull somebody into a dark alley. You guys want to buy some Pee-wee's Playhouse?
oh god, that's crazy with the scandal with him later in life, but. We're not gonna get onto that here. Everyone's probably heard about that or can easily look that up.
I mean, he's bounced back from it. He's got a new like special or show or something.
Yeah,
on Netflix,
he's definitely come back within recent time.
It's definitely disappointing to see someone. I know this is a weird thing to say, but like he definitely has a weird range that he really works into that. Like,
I mean, like vocal range.
well, not just the sounds and grunts and stuff he does, but like there was a lot of CG work there and green screen work at a time where people really weren't doing that. Like that was technology that was just kind of coming in, and like I was really surprised in the first episode to see them like pull out that like CG lasso, and I'm like, good on them. I mean, yeah, it never lined up with the hands, but like that was pretty ambitious for the time. I mean, like, yeah, you had your moving graphics of the 70s, but like to actually integrate it with shots, like it's not an easy thing to do.
I read up a little bit, and because I just wanted to kind of, I specifically was looking up like, is this actually a kid show? So I never really have gotten a straight answer on that.
Right.
But it is, and apparently it was a stage show before that. So Pee-wee had this stage show
that doesn't surprise me at all.
He had this stage show that he got actually was really successful. Then they did the movie, which was like a surprise hit, and then he got the deal with CBS, and they actually, I think the budget was like $325,000 per episode, which was like an amount of money typically reserved for primetime slots at the time. Like, not a children's show on Saturday mornings. It was
no wonder they're so frivolent.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I feel like they had an immense prop budget. They could do whatever the hell they want. They also gave him full creative reign over his show. So he could basically just do whatever the hell he wanted.
It worked, giving him
with
that
like minimal input from CBS.
The more you watch it, I think the more that charm comes out, and the more you really start to enjoy a lot of it. It's just one of those things you gotta keep watching. Gotta keep going. I know you guys are good for now.
I'm with Kyle. I feel the headache coming.
I'm just saying, maybe it's also because I was a kid when I watched a lot of it, and that's why it's so ingrained and so happy, to watch it again.
All right, favorite characters.
Oh, Penny and the captain were always my favorite.
I was Captain Cartoon or like the Sea Captain guy?
That was King Cartoon.
King Cartoon.
I did enjoy King Cartoon, but the Sea Captain and Penny, the Penny cartoons, and just...
For those listening, I'm gesturing to Mike and saying, yeah. I tend to nod a lot on this. I don't understand I don't understand podcasts yet. But yeah, no, I was thinking the same exact thing. The captain and Penny were my favorite segments.
Sea Captain is always yelling. He's always at that tone of range.
Oh my god, the one video call where he just kept shouting no matter what.
Yeah, that's great. And Penny, just how they did all that stop animation with her.
Yeah, the stop animation.
Very creative when she makes herself and pulls out the ponytails from nowhere out the sides of her head and everything, like to make herself be into being kind of thing. It was pretty neat. I liked all of that.
I loved I didn't catch it so much in the first one. I don't know if they did the same sort of thing, but at least in the second episode where it was just like a kid telling a story. It was like just a little girl telling a story.
The Penny cartoon.
And they just animated it with claymation. It was some dumb story that only a kid could possibly come up with.
I don't think the first episode was. The second episode definitely was. I can't remember if they continue on with that or not.
Cat's playing with toys right now.
But yeah, I'm not sure if they continued that or if that was from the first episode. They didn't, and then they realized, we'd really like someone very young to talk about this, as if they had just sat there and come up with it, which they might have also just sat there like, hey, little Joey, you're 7, tell me a story. And then they animated it. Like, they could have done that too.
Almost a little bit like Catbug in a way, if you guys are familiar with Bravest Warriors.
Yeah.
Where they just kind of let they just had a 6-year-old do the voice. and they give him lines and stuff, but for the most part, he just kind of says stuff.
Would that also
And
kind of be Axe Cop? Because that
yeah,
was
Axe Cop
he had
2, which was
animated
just
a-
he just wrote comics for the story, that ridiculous stories that his like 8-year-old brother came up with, and that's a phenomenal comic. It's so much fun.
My favorite's Zombie.
You know John V?
I mean,
Mecha leka hi leka hadi ho.
the like at first I wasn't too keen on it. I'm like, all right, thing, but then he stares directly at you and is like, "Come on, kids, say the magic words." And I'm like, yeah, I'd be so into this as a kid. I'd be like, yes, I'm helping.
Yeah. He definitely got everyone up and going. Real good. I remember that when I was young. Everyone getting real involved once John came about.
It reminded me almost a little bit of Robin Williams for some reason. I don't really know why.
Oh my god!
I feel like he would also like Robin Williams. Like you could have replaced Robin Williams.
I feel like he'd steal the show.
Well, yeah, that's why. That's probably why. I mean, that and Robin Williams, I think, was doing bigger things.
I feel like if he was ever sick, you could have cousin Robin Williams come in, and he'd be just fine.
Start doing like bits from Aladdin when he was Genie.
So, all right. Final say: would you recommend our listeners watch Pee-wee's?
Oh, absolutely. Hands down, I would recommend it. Hands down.
If you're into weird stuff, if this is your scene, absolutely.
Yeah, I would recommend this, and I would also I'll have my kids watch this kind of thing.
Well, I don't know.
They-
My kids.
They
watch it,
will.
but-
They're gonna like it. Damn it.
I don't know if I could recommend this solo.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I
Don't
could
just
sit down and
watch
just
this
watch this.
if you're by yourself. Definitely have a buddy that you can look to and be like, this is nuts, right? Like if you're not feeling it, you're gonna need somebody else there to get through an episode.
You might need some substances.
Well,
I
you
don't-
want
Those can
something,
help
Steve?
the experience.
I don't
of it.
think you're gonna need anything like
That's true.
that.
It's a substance in and of itself.
I could see it being fun with a group too. Absolutely.
So, I think it's that time.
Yeah, it is that time.
We get another title from our list.
Let's
I
see what we're gonna
totally
have
forgot
next
to
time.
bring it up on my.
Yep,
Computer.
we didn't
But
set it up real quick.
This is the fun thing. I can do this from my phone, and I think
What?
I'll just grab it immediately.
Does that mean if you have the link that we have in our description, you can pull it up on your phone and play this game on the go?
You could, but you won't see the same things we see. You could all get random ass movies and shit
Well, yeah.
if you wanted to watch them.
Yeah, if you
Go
guys
ahead.
if
That's
you
a great
guys
idea.
are interested in like kind of playing the same game we do here with our big list, we have a on our first page that comes up. If you hit Control R,
Yeah, Control R.
it'll spit out a random title that we have on the list for you. So if you guys want to maybe check out some of the stuff that we recommend or don't recommend, being as it says if it's on our good or bad list and which one of us put it on.
And it's helpfully color coded red or green.
Yeah.
And you will be slightly ahead of us because eventually we will be watching that and discussing it. So if you watch something ahead that we
Can
have
you
not discussed
imagine
yet,
episode 102? 100 episodes from now, we'll have watched everything that's on the list right now.
you know that's only 2 years.
Oh,
away.
not
Except that
even.
we replace things when we. So, yeah, not even.
Oh my god.
You know that is 2 years away from now because we do this once a week, and it is 52 weeks in a year.
That is 2 years.
I mean, granted, you
I
have
almost
some
feel like we
holidays.
should start not replacing things.
No, we gotta
Gotta
keep
keep
it.
it. Gotta keep that big list
All
every
right,
time.
do we have that up?
Yes. Let's see.
That is what she said.
And
We gotta. Oh, here we go.
the movie is Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Who's
Fast
list?
Times at Ridgemont High.
Good. Mike's good list.
Mike's good list. Now,
Yeah, you're hitting another one.
I have heard of this.
Uh-huh.
I'm familiar. I haven't seen.
Yeah, no.
There's there are some actors that have. This is where their career started. Was this film?
Right.
This film actually did very well. It's a good film. I haven't seen it all the way through in a long time. Well, I can't say too long. It's not meant for kids at all. I'm pretty sure it's rated R. It's good. We're gonna enjoy it. You're gonna enjoy it way more than you did Pee-wee's
Oh,
Playhouse.
thank God.
This is one, I think I have this one on VHS. So
Oh,
we might want to get like a
do we
digital
have
download
a
of that.
VHS player?
I think I have this. I think
Okay.
I've got this.
I will double
Okay.
check. I'll double check what I have in my house. I'm fairly certain I have it. If not, I'll let you know. It is a good film. I believe it's high schoolers getting ready to graduate high school, like at that age, like the 18 years old, going through life kind of thing. But it's not.
Is this like the one where he gets the girl's bra or something like that, and he like shows it to the whole crowd of guys, and they're all like cheering?
No, I think that's Porky's.
Is it? Okay.
I could be wrong. I
Yeah.
could be mixing up my films. Porky's is another one that's really funny, not for kids.
Yeah.
That's really funny.
There's
too.
a whole kind of
Sorry.
yeah, no. There's a whole kind of subsect of movies like that, isn't there?
Oh, like
Like graduating
yeah.
high school students, it's a little
Yeah.
bit more raunchy than it should be. Like even like what is it, Superbad?
Yeah, Superbad is
Yeah.
the same sort of. It was just like a
Superbad.
modern
Actually, if
take
you
on
watch it nowadays, it's pretty rough because we're not that key age that it targeted.
it.
Right.
I'd say it was pretty
So
rough
now
when I
he
first saw
says
it.
every other word out of the one kid's mouth is fuck. When you're a kid, that is funny. Nowadays,
It's
I don't find it
tiresome.
nowhere near. Like it does. It like
Yeah.
Steve said, it gets a little taxing after a while. But there's a lot of high school ones. You have the Animal House started the college party life films and whatnot.
Animal House.
Have you guys seen Animal House?
I don't think I've seen it all the way through.
I've actually never seen Animal House.
That might be one I have to append onto my list because I thought you all had seen that one. That is actually a classic. That might actually be one, if we get it, they're actually playing that in the movie theater for a special weekend screening.
Yo, if we had
So
a
even
theater
not-
screening for the podcast,
Even so, this might be something we can just do on the side as opposed to appending it to the list.
yeah, we could just
Yeah,
talk
we
about
can
it
talk
for
about
a
it.
week or something like that.
Because it is going to be within the next
God.
month or so that we'll be playing.
It's like a whole world.
You know, I have to amend something to my week.
Yeah, you do.
I saw Finding Dory.
Oh, did you? We haven't
yeah.
seen that one yet.
I can't recommend that movie more. That was so surprisingly enjoyable. Like, I saw the original, and this one had, like, so much heart and, like, feel good and funny. There's this one, they go to an actual, like...
Don't spoil it.
I don't think it's a spoiler. They go to an aquarium at one point.
Okay.
And I just want to tell you what one character, who's my absolute favorite character of all time now.
Uh-huh.
It's a shark who has like the eyes really, really far
hammerhead?
apart. I don't think it's a hammerhead. It's like some kind of whale. But anyway, its eyes are so far apart, and she has like very nearsighted vision, and she keeps running into things in a tank, and it has like a little like wee noise, like just slightly like in like the thwomp. And I love it. Like I think I laughed every time. Like I don't know why. Like that's what makes kids laugh, but it's just so funny.
Do you think it is on par or better than Finding Nemo?
I'll tell you what. I can't remember too much about about Finding Nemo.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I can say one of the strong things about Finding Nemo was its humor that I can remember. Like I remember
There
being
wasn't
a
a
little
whole
bit
lot of humor in
more
Finding Nemo. There was some
interested in the
heartfelt.
plot. Yeah,
Yeah.
no, this one definitely has the heart, but like definitely has the humor too. I definitely recommend like seeing it if you have someone in your life that you can watch a cartoon Pixar movie with. Go see this. This is one of those films.
Okay. A good Finding Dory plug from Kyle.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that. Sorry, this is kind of out of nowhere. So Ridgemont High. I guess.
Fast Times at Ridgemont
Fast
High.
Times at Ridgemont High. So yeah.
All right.
We'll watch that next time. So I guess we'll wrap things up here, guys. If you want to suggest us a movie... Oh, do you have something to add?
One last thing before
Sure.
I forget. That is actually one of the ones I just appended into the list.
Ah.
It was not. It was one of the ones I so it would have been a Jackie Chan film if I had not.
Which Jackie Chan films did you take out?
Super Cop was one of them I had
Super
taken
Cop,
out.
solid.
I can't remember the other titles. I did leave in Dragon something. That's, I believe, another one of his.
Twin Dragons?
No.
The ones where there's
I
two
actually
Jackie
just-
I
Chans?
have.
Twin
That's actually the
Dragons.
last one I watched was Twin Dragons. But it was not that one.
Actually,
I left
on the not to derail everything, but on the subject of Jackie Chan, there's actually a really great YouTube series called Every Frame a Painting,
Mm-hmm.
and he has a segment on Jackie Chan specifically, where he just goes into his style of like action comedy and how he
Cut on
does
the
it
punch,
better.
man.
Yeah, that was actually really fascinating. You should watch that.
I'm very intrigued. You're gonna have to text me that though, because I will forget by the time I get home today. But all right. So,
All right, like I said,
as you said,
guys, if you want to suggest us a movie, shoot us an email, or hell, just want to ask us a question. We'll talk about it here on the podcast. The 102cast@gmail.com. Check us out on iTunes if you don't already. Leave a review, comment, and we'll read it here, guys.
Give us a thumbs. Do they have thumbs up on iTunes? I don't know.
It's a 5-star rating system.
Give us 5 stars.
Well, hey, they can give us 4 stars.
Give us whatever.
it's
stars you want.
cool.
One
5
person can
stars.
give us 4 stars.
I'll eat candy.
We're on Facebook too, guys. We'll put out an update every time an episode comes up. Expect it usually Friday or Saturday, depending on how busy my weekend is, because work is terrible.
Well, if things get terrible, you could always wait till Monday if it got that long.
Yeah, I'll usually post something if it's not out by Friday or Saturday. It's like, hey, listen, expect a late podcast, but
Okay.
yeah.
So you guys got that to look forward to. You'll be hearing from us again within a week. Well, exactly a week at this point.
All right, guys.
All right then.
See you later.
Till next time.
See you.